Jacob Zuma, freedom fighter, prisoner of apartheid, once celebrated as a hero of South Africa's liberation, but his story would not end in glory. It would end in scandal. In 2009, Zuma became president of South Africa, a man of the people. He promised jobs, equality, and a brighter future. Millions believed him. At first, his presidency symbolized hope, but beneath the surface, a darker alliance was forming. One that would bleed South Africa dry, the Gupta brothers. Ajay, Atal, and Riyesh, Indian-born businessmen who arrived in South Africa in the 1990s. By Zuma's presidency, they weren't just businessmen. They were kingmakers. State capture. A term that shocked the world. It meant the Guptas had infiltrated government institutions, dictating who got contracts, who got rich, and who held power. South Africa's democracy was being hijacked. Through Zuma's allies, the Guptas secured billions in state contracts. Coal, trains, IT systems, even media. The costs an estimated $35 billion drained from the nation. South African Airways was one victim. Routes were manipulated, contracts rigged. The once proud airline collapsed under debt. While the Guptas grew richer, the power utility Eskom became a cash cow. Inflated coal contracts with Gupta-linked companies left South Africans in darkness, rolling blackouts, while billions disappeared. Ministers were fired and replaced with Gupta loyalists. It wasn't Parliament making decisions. It was the Gupta. Zuma became the face. The Guptas pulled the strings. They even controlled news. Gupta-owned outlets like An7 spread propaganda, silencing critics and praising Zuma. Information itself had been captured in 2017, a bombshell. The Gupta leaks. Thousands of emails exposed bribes, contracts, and government capture in black and white. The truth was undeniable. South Africans took to the streets. Millions marched under banners. Zuma must fall. The betrayal of trust was too much to bear. But Zuma held firm. He called the accusations lies, a foreign conspiracy. He laughed, he danced, he sang at rallies. While the country burned, the African National Congress, his own party, could no longer protect him. Under pressure, Zuma was forced to resign in 2018. His reign was over. A judicial inquiry, the Zondo Commission, began unraveling the scandal. Witnesses testified about bribes, ministerial appointments, and billions lost. The figure shocked the world. $35 billion, enough to build schools, hospitals, power plants. Gone. Stolen from the people who needed it most. In 2021, Zuma was sentenced to prison. Not for corruption, but for contempt of court. Even in disgrace, he refused to testify. His arrest sparked chaos. Protests turned violent. Over 300 people died in the unrest. Zuma's shadow still haunted South Africa. The Gupta brothers fled the country. They were later arrested in Dubai, accused of looting South Africa, but much of the stolen fortune remains hidden. South Africa still feels the scars. Blackouts, failing infrastructure, broken trust. State capture was not just a scandal. It was a theft of the nation's future. Even today, Zuma retains loyal followers. To them, he is a victim of elites. To others, he is the greatest betrayer of the liberation dream. Billions remain unrecovered. Justice is incomplete. The story of Jacob Zuma and state capture is not just history. It is a warning. Jacob Zuma, the man who promised to save South Africa, but left behind one of the greatest corruption scandals of the 21st century. $35 billion. Gone.